Okay. So another thing which you just very rightly pointed out was these four things: adaptation, mitigation, and innovation and finance. So in that, what do you think is the role of innovation, especially considering the startup ecosystem of the world? I'm not just focusing on any particular geography as such, but at the global level, you see that efforts are happening in silos in all the geographies. And there is a lot of potential that I see because in India itself, I have seen a lot of startups who have come up with solutions for water efficiency, for energy efficiency, for managing the waste. So there are counterintuitive innovations also happening, but then overall the trend is towards solving something. So what do you see as the future and how we could make this even better at a collaborative platform?
Well, I'll give you some simple examples of, what are startups today are the giants of tomorrow. Just in the last 10, 15 years, if you look at the information landscape, whether it is Facebook or Twitter,
Right.
they didn't exist 15 years ago. The taxi sharing ecosystem didn't exist 10 years ago. So we are having these huge impacts. Now I live in New York City. There are multiple apps like Uber, there's Lyft, there's Via. But it is interesting that they are not competing with each other on the single user space. They're actually competing with each other on the pooled space. Because New Yorkers are a very conscious people.
Yes.
And you see that yesterday I was with, day before yesterday, I was with somebody who's quite a famous person in her own right. She's a household name. And she's a very, very kindred soul who really wants to do things to serve the planet. And so when I came out of my place to see her off, I realized that she was getting into a vehicle that was, why can't I need to walk the talk myself before I expect others to listen to me. So that's fantastic, You can't imagine somebody who was a billionaire walking out and onto the street to jump into a vehicle with two other people. So I think there's a lot to be proud of in the innovation space, but at the same time, there's a huge role that governments can play as regulators, as supporters of early startup activity, because a lot of ideas never see the light of the day because they don't get the support they need in the initial phases. So I think it's not just at homes, but within our communities, our municipalities, our governments, in the broader landscape, we need to start acknowledging the contribution that young people are making and respecting that, because understanding comes with respect. And that is something that I would really like to highlight.